So just lift and roll the shoulders. Somebody else has joined. Hello, Sarah. Lift and roll the shoulders. Press the feet into the ground. And then, mindful of your neighbour, feet a little bit apart, and just sway from side to side. Just noticed your pink, that's lovely. Hang on. And as little or as much as you want to. Then start to slow down. And then just lift and roll the shoulders again. Breathing in, raise the right arm, stretch it up. And breathing out, turn the head to the left. Stay here for an in and an out breath. Breathing in, come back to the centre. And breathing out, lower the right arm. And breathing in, raise the left arm. Breathing out, turn the head to the right. Stay here for an in and an out breath. Breathing in, bring the head back to the centre. And breathing out, lower the left arm. Lift and roll the shoulders. Breathing in, turn the head to the left. Breathing out, turn the head to the right. In to the left. And out to the right. And come to the centre. Lift and roll the shoulders. And using the nose like a pencil, make a figure of 8. So you might want to make it horizontal. And you're going in one direction, because you'll have the opportunity to reverse that and go in the opposite direction. And when you're ready, if you want to alter that, if you find that your head naturally goes back to the first direction, don't worry about it. And then come to the centre. Bring the hands to the heart centre. And breathing in, soften the knees and circle the arms up. Palms touch. And breathing out, come through the centre, soften the knees, half lift, hands onto the shins, lengthen from the tailbone to the top of the head. Perineum engages slightly, tummy comes into the spine. Breathe out, soften the knees, soften the elbows. Breathing in, half lift. And stay here as you breathe out. And breathing in, soften the knees, press the feet down, and roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Breathing in, raise the hands, clasp and reverse. And then lateral, go to the left side, either static or dynamic, coming in and out. Breathing in, press the feet down, lengthen, and then breathing out, come to the other side. Breathing in, come to the centre. Just turn a little bit to the left, rotation. Come to the centre and turn a little bit to the right. And come to the centre. And then lower the hands, lift and roll the shoulders and place the hands on the waist. Feel the lift in the chest. Breathing in, turn the head to the left. And breathing out, turn the head to the right. Into the left. And out to the right. Come to the centre. And just soften the knees, feel the abdominal muscles engage to support this slight knee bend. And then breathing in, come to upright. And drop the hands. Lift and roll the shoulders and clasp the hands behind you Aim the knuckles to the ground. Open the shoulders. You can either have your hands in an open weave, or if you want to be more yogic, have the thumbs together, which is much harder. So just go to where you're comfortable. And then breathing in, turn to the left, come to the centre, and turn to the right. And come to the centre. And then release the hands. Just circle the wrists in one direction. And then circle the wrists in the other direction. And just open and close the fingers. And then lift and roll the shoulders. And half salute again, hands together at the heart centre. Drop the hands, soften the knees, and circle the arms up. Palms touch. Come through the centre, soften the knees, and come to place the hands on the shins. Half lift. Breathing out, softening in. Half lift. And stay here as you breathe out. And then soften the knees, press the feet down, and roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Breathing in, raise the right arm, and circle the wrists, so you'll naturally go in one way, and then circle the wrists in the opposite direction. And then lower the right arm. Lift and roll the shoulders, and raise the left arm. Same thing, just circle one way, and then circle in the opposite way. And then just lower the hands. For a nanosecond, just bring the fingertips together. Hakini mudra, focusing the mind. And then bring the palms together. And half lifts, half salute to the sun, circling the arms up. Stretching up. Come through the centre, soften the knees, hands onto the shins, lengthen half lift, breathing out, soften in, half lift, and breathing out, stay where you are. And breathing in, soften your knees, press the feet down, and roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. And breathing in, stretch up. Breathing out, lower hands. And then this very gentle Tai Chi style movement. Palms up and out. Palms back. Palms down and out. Palms back. And breathe out. We're going to do that a few times. Palms up and out. Back. Palms down. Back. And lower. Palms up and out. Back. Down. Back. And lower. And we'll make this last one. Palms up and out. Ooh. Down, back, and lower. Come in, just lift and roll your shoulders.
To disrupt the whole morning.
Lift and roll. So I don't know how we're going to get a mat from the studio, from the kitchen.
Yep.
And we'll shuffle. Sorry about the interruption.
What leather?
Those are Nikki's mats.
Oh, right.
Just a plonker thing.
If you see the size of the present, I was trying to manhandle Lynn, you'll know why.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, gosh. Lovely to see you. As you arrive late, your punishment is that we're going to go straight into Salute to the Sun. And so,
I salute my ass at this moment in time.
Squeeze in here, Janet.
I will indeed.
Okay, so
Make it, hang on.
I love your hair.
Oh, thank you.
Really fantastic.
Right, can I just cut to the lie down bit?
Someone's given me a card today. It says slow. I can't remember what it is, but it's a picture of someone not bombing out of yoga and just lying on the floor.
Yeah, that'll be me.
Sloga. That's it. Sloga. Yes, which was
Nice.
very great. So, come to
My senses. Yes.
come to
All
the
of
top of the mat, and we're going to do a little song. So this will focus you down. Are you too hot, by the way?
No.
You're all right, are you? I might just drop it. It's 23. I might just drop it to 22, maybe 21. So come to standing. Hands at the heart. Breathing in, circle the hands up, stretching up. Hands together through the heart centre, soften the knees. Come down to half lift, lengthening from the tailbone to the top of the head. And then as you breathe out, soften the knees and place your fingers on the floor to either side of your feet. And step back or slide your right foot back, right knee on the ground. And then left goes back. You're in tabletop. And then just mindful of anyone with cautions that you don't want to do this. So you're just dipping your back foot only to your level and breathing out, rounding chin to chest. Your feet can be flat on the ground or they can tuck under, depending on what you want to do. Breathing in, breathing out. And you can even breathe in, tucking your toes under, and breathing out, toes flat. And then just sway the bottom from side to side in semicircles. And then come to the centre. Slide the hands back, kneel up, hands up. So look forward, or if your neck allows, look up. Be careful of your neck. And then breathing out, lower the hands and come back to tabletop briefly before sinking your bottom towards the heels. Depending on your knees, don't feel that you've got to bring your bottom right down. Just taking in and out breath. Come back to tabletop and either carry on with your cat-cow, dipping the back and rounding, or if you want to join me in a downward dog, tucking your toes under, tummy comes in towards the spine, engage your perineum for inner tone, and then just lift both legs. Bottom goes up to the air, into the air, back lengthens, and then you start to lengthen your legs. Your heels might not go down to the ground. You've got the option to walk the dog by bending one knee and then bending the other knee. Alternate walking the dog, tummy in, perineum engages. Just to make sure you are engaging, look forward to your hands and then look straight back to your feet, and that will just engage you a little bit further. Stretch both legs back and then bring both knees to the ground. And then bottom goes towards the heels and stretch your hands. Which one of you are you hoping, Dana?
No, I'm just putting myself in another position.
So you
My view.
Yeah, my top is so open, all I can see is my boobies.
Okay, so just come back to kneeling. And then move your hands to the left. This should be better for you. Right foot up. Hands to either side of your right foot. Just stretch into your right hip. Let your knee go over 90 degrees. And then bring your knee to upright. Kneel up. If you've lost your balance, move your foot more out to the right. Hands open. Look forward or up. And then bring your head back to upright. And then coming forward to hands either side of your right foot. Tuck your left toes, tummy in, perineum engages. Lift the left knee and either step or walk your left foot to your right foot. Hands onto the shins. Breathing in, lengthen, half lift again. Breathe out, bend in. Breathe in, lengthen. And stay here as you breathe out. Breathing in, soften your knees, press your feet into the ground, and roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. And hands up, stretch up, and then lower the hands. Lift and roll your shoulders, and then clasp behind your back, the bottom, knuckles aim towards the ground. Opening your shoulder and opening the lung meridians here. And then separate your hands, soften the knees, and slide your fingers down the backs of your legs to the floor. And then step or slide the left foot back, left knee on the ground, right foot back, right knee on the ground. And then in tabletop, turn to look over your left shoulder, come back to the centre with the head and turn to look over the right shoulder. And do that once more to each side. And then come back to the centre. Keeping your hands where they are, slide your right foot back and tuck your right toes under. So again, you're opening the lung meridians. You can put the foot up on the wall, and just extend your right
that
knee.
long.
So just stretch out the back of the leg, bring the right knee back down to the ground, and then slide the left foot behind you, stretching out under the left toes. And you can even rock slightly forwards and backwards if you'd like. And then slide the left knee back. Come to slide your hands towards your knees as you kneel up. And this time as you raise the hands up, hold the left wrist with the right hand and just come over to the right. You can come over to the left as well. And then come to the centre. And then change over so that your left hand is holding your right wrist. And just come to either side. Come to the centre and then lower the hands. Lift and roll the shoulders. And then as you breathe in, circle the arms up. As you breathe out, turn to the right. If your arm is causing issues, your shoulder, just put your right hand on your right waist. Come back to the centre, circle the arms up, and then turn to the left. Either hands out, or if that feels a bit much, put your left hand on your waist. And then come to the centre. Lift and roll the shoulders. And then we're going to come to puppy pose. So you're kneeling, your bottom's up in the air, and you walk your hands out, coming onto your elbows. And then you can explore your elbows going further away from you, and your bottom goes higher up. Just find a nice stretch, and you'll feel this in the upper back. So your head may or may not touch the ground. And even here, engage your perineum upwards for your pelvic tone and tummy, lower abdominal muscles in for the core. And from here, we'll go to quarter dog. So bring the right arm across you. Hope that makes sense. Hope you can see. And stretch your left arm out. You'll feel this stretch on the left side. Bottom still goes in the air. And play around so that the bottom just, if you move it back, it gets to an optimal stretch. Take an in and an out breath. And then sliding the left arm back. Left arm goes across and right hand goes out in front of you. So you're now stretching the right side. And then sliding the right hand back. Just make fists with your hands and just rest your forehead on your stacked fists. So this is a half child's pose. Here your heart is parallel to the ground, so it's quite calming for the system. The heart hasn't got to work so hard, and it's calming for the nervous system as well. Just taking in and an out breath. And then just slide your hands back. And come to just drop your bottom to the side before we come to any line. So feet out in front of you and stretch out from under the bottom if you need to do that. Bounce your legs. And toes up and toes away. So this is getting into the circulation. I was thinking, can Philip do this? But it's like, you can't do that. Okay. Does it benefit him if he has someone turning his ankles for him?
Well, that's what physios are about from hydro.
Okay.
You
Right.
can't do it himself.
Can't he?
Used to be able to.
Right, okay. Well, it's very good for our circulation. And then circle the ankles in one way. Then circle the ankles in the opposite direction. And then this very peculiar exercise, which you'll find very much in Kundalini Yoga, where you just bring your feet together and you just connect your big toe joints, if that's okay. And
It's horrible.
don't you like it? It sets a vibration up in the body, but I do get that, so, and perhaps leave that then. And just invert, just side to side. So in Kundalini Yoga, you'll do it about 50 times. So we'll set our vibration up in another way then.
Just me, ignore me. I'm
No,
peculiar.
no, I do know, because this is your big toe joints. And then
It just makes me think of somebody smashing a hammer on my feet or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I have a
I
vivid
don't like
imagination.
it much.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's what onions say.
Oh, okay. So let's go to who else doesn't like it? 1, 2,
I don't like my bunions.
bunions,
Yeah.
3,
It
Bit
hurts.
biased.
It hurts.
Four.
It's not pleasurable.
No, I like it.
you like it?
Do
You
that.
like it?
I do this sometimes at night if
Yeah.
I'm full of sleep. I do about.
I think that's called restless leg syndrome, isn't it?
So yeah, so on that basis, let's do something you might like, a little bit more tactile. So just rubbing the legs and patting, or a combination of both. You can have your arms as well, and tummy and round back. So it's just like almost like dry skin brushing, or just boosting the circulation. There's more than one way to achieve your objective and skin a rabbit or whatever you want to say.
That's enough.
Legs out in a V, slight inner goddess. Extend the heels. You might like to use your blanket down behind you, either a bolster or a blanket to bring it to your right side. That was very high. Doesn't matter if you haven't got anything. This is Janushasana, head to knee pose. So just bend up your right leg, but use the bolster as a support to wherever feels comfortable, so that you're not opening out too much. So hands to either side of you. Lengthen your body by lifting up in the chest. Turn to the outstretched left leg. And yogically, lift your hands up, turn further to the left leg, and then to save your back, bend your elbows in, and just slide the hands down the shin. Have a sense that you're leading with your chest, and then once you've led with your chest, then relax over. If you extend your left heel, you'll feel the muscles engaging to either side of your leg, your left leg. And on the right side, of course, you're opening up the right groin, which is part of your lower lymphatic system, so your immune system. Head, chin to chest activates the vagus nerve, so it's calming for the nervous system and anti-inflammatory. So if you particularly wanted to be very strict about this in a yogic therapy setting, you would do 5 breaths in the relaxed position. Then you would slide your hands up, circle them up again, and come through the same process, and then aim to go a little bit further, but only to where that works for you. So you might go a fraction further along the shin, you might be able to hold your toes, you might be able to, or you don't have to do anything. And you take another 5 breaths. So this becomes an immune booster, opening the hip, getting blood into one side, it calming for the nervous system in a forward bend, and it's a rotation for and length of the back muscles. And then sliding your hands up your leg, hugging your right knee into your chest. That's bringing your left leg back a little bit. And then either holding the right leg and turning your shoulder to look over your right shoulder, or hold your right knee and you can move your right foot out a little bit with your left hand, right hand behind, and turn. Remember to keep your left heel extended. And very gently come back. Hug the right knee into the chest, and supporting the right leg, just bring it out. Just bounce the knees, bounce the legs. Bring your support to the left side, legs out in a V again. When you do that, just extend the heels and you'll just feel the leg muscles going, engaging. And we often are quite lazy. I think more often lazy on the inner leg than the outer leg. But if you rode your horses a lot, then that might not be the case. But you often you don't get an evenness on your legs, which doesn't then support you when you stand up, which then becomes an issue sometimes. So just then bring up the left leg, open it out to the left, use your support. Your left foot doesn't have to connect with the inner right thigh, it just has to aim towards that. And in yoga there is a tradition which says when you lift your leg up, you don't yank it in, wherever it falls, you stay. So there are different traditions, but that you don't force it. And then just lengthen the body, turn towards the right outstretched leg. Hands up, tummy in, and then I'm suggesting bending the elbows to minimise any lower back issues, and sliding the hand along the right shin. Feel that you're leading with your chest, but also feel that you're, which is almost impossible, but feel that you're stretching your sides, you're not crunching up on the right side, which might mean twisting, rotating more. I mean, there's no right or wrong, but there is a sense that you can collapse down on the right side. And just enjoy this. Janu is knee, and Siya as a head, and Asana as the pose. So it's called Janu Asana, head to knee pose. And then sliding the hands up, just lifting again, and then just repositioning, tummy in, perineum engages, and see if you come down a little bit further. If you're super flexible, you can also hold the outside of your right foot, and it does depend on long arms as well. Right hand behind, and just turn to look. That's another option. But don't strain. And then slide your hands up, hug your left knee into your chest. You can always put your left knee more to the left, for greater for your hips. Hug your left knee in, and then either hugging the left knee in with both hands, turn to the left, Or if you want to have a different version, then just hold the left knee with the right hand and left hand behind, lengthen the body and breathing out, turn to the left. And then coming back to centre, just extend your legs, once more bounce and rub them. Just, you can also focus over your knees if you've got dodgy knees, that's a marble point, tops and bottoms of the knees. And then bend the knees in, soles of the feet loosely together. And holding either, again, depends on your capacity, in front of your feet. Use your thumbs to massage the instep. Or hold the outside shins and sit up more, wherever feels comfortable. And then you can optionally bounce your knees. This is said to distribute the energy away from the lower spine. Very good for the lower abdominal pelvic health in both women but also men as well. And you can even use your elbows to open the groin slightly more, pressing down, that's all optional as well. And then just use your hands to bring the knees together. And we're going to come to lying on the mat. Have your support to the right side, and the support is all optional. We're going to start with the knees bent, feet hip width apart. Hands are either resting on the abdomen or palms down alongside you. And just start by letting the knees drift very gently from side to side, so the hips lift off the ground. Give the weight of your body to the earth, so you really feel quite heavy. The initiation of a swaying of the knees can come from anywhere. It can come from the hips, it can come from the knees, or come from the feet. It doesn't matter, or it can be a combination. And as you sway slightly from side to side, just feel also that your head might start to join in, just almost rolling on the back of the head. You're just going over some fairly major acupressure points on the back of the skull. And then come to the centre. Just rest your hands now on the abdomen and open the elbow out to the side. Breathing in through the nose, and in your own breath pattern, breathing out through the mouth. Just repeat that breath a few times. Your own pattern. It's increasing nitric oxide, which relaxes the muscles, if I've got that right, Charlotte.
That's right.
I think that's very health boosting for your immune system as well. And also lying on the floor like this, your tummy, your front, your abdominal organs aren't being compressed. They're just being given space. And then just release that breath and slide the right leg along the floor. Keep the left knee bent. And then hug the left knee into the chest. Just a little focus on the hips. Holding the left knee, circle the left knee a few times in one direction. This is the ultimate in hip flexibility. And then circle the left knee a few times in the opposite direction. Hugging the left knee into the chest, roll the entire body. You might need to bring your elbows to the ground to assist you in doing that, and your left hip will come off the ground. So you roll your entire body to the right, and your inner right, your inner left leg, thigh will rest on the support. Your right hand will come somewhere on the outer left thigh, just supporting it. And your left hand can be in one of three positions. So the most restful position is to keep your left hand on your left waist and look either up or to the left, eyes open or closed. The next position, which is slightly stronger and opens up under the arms, is to raise your left arm bent at the elbow and just relax the back of the left hand on the mat behind you. Just find a comfortable position, and that will really open out under the arm, which just connects into the upper lymphatic system. Or if you want the strongest expression, open your arm to the left like a book, palms down. To do that properly, you should connect your left shoulder to the ground, shouldn't ride up, and that's very tough. That's a really strong opener. So just adopt where it feels comfortable to you. Maybe hands above or hands on the waist. And then, not forgetting your right heel, extend your right heel to stretch the body out. And then just release, relax a little bit. And as I said, your head can look up or to the left. Eyes can be open or closed. And you can feel this on your outer left hip. It's helpful for the entire back as it stretches the muscles along the back. It's a rotation, so it's helpful for realigning the spine, but also your digestive system. And then when you're ready, just very, very gently roll onto your back. And perhaps bend both knees and place both feet on the floor, because your back will have twisted a little bit, to lift your bottom up and just realign it back onto the mat. Hands either palms down alongside you or on your abdomen, just sway your knees once more from side to side. Take your support and transfer it to your left side. And then extend your left leg along the mat and hug your right knee into your chest. And just explore circling your right knee a few times in one direction. And then a few times in the opposite direction. Generally, I'm speaking in huge generalizations here, but so often the right hip and the right side can be a little bit more stiff than the left, but that's not always the case, but it can often be so. And then hugging the right knee into the chest. Roll the entire body to the left, so that the left knee or the left inner thigh, the right knee, right inner thigh rests on your support. Your left hand can go on the outside of your right thigh. Your right hand can go on your right waist, or it can be above you, the back of the hand on the ground, the elbow might or might not connect to the floor, or it can be open like a book to the right. And you can extend your left heel and then relax it, so that you're just, again, stretching out the whole body. And your head can have eyes open or closed, and your head can just be comfortable going to wherever works for you. This rotational aspect is, again, it's such a simple exercise, but it takes a lot of things going on underneath. So rotational aspect, realigning for the spine, digestive system, is helpful for body is supported by the earth, so you can stretch out perhaps a little bit better than you might do if you were standing, remembering to extend your left heel and then perhaps relax it. And helpful for hip and lower back. And then just very gently roll back. Bend both knees, both feet on the floor to again lift your bottom and reset. And then hug one knee into the chest and then hug the other knee into the chest. Just rock from side to side. And then you might like to change the position of the rocking, still hugging the knees into the chest, hug the knees into the chest. Still holding them, let them drift away to arm's length. And then hugging the knees in. And carry on in your own breath pattern a few times. And you can either really use your hands to hug the knees into the chest, or you can lightly place your fingertips on your knees and let the tummy or the abdominal muscles do the work if you want a greater core focus. And if you do, you might want to also engage your perineum as well for an internal tone, pelvic tone. But again, it's up to you. And then hugging the knees into the chest, drop the hands to underneath your thighs, maybe clasp your hands, and just very gently raise your feet to the ceiling. Your knees can still be bent, and just gently sway from side to side. This is an inversion, but it's also an upside down forward bend, if that makes weird sense. And then hugging the knees into the chest. And in your own time, roll to the side and then come up to a very gently come up gently to a seated position. Once more with your legs out in front of you. And just cross your right ankle over your left. So even though this is nothing at all, the body still recognises and registers the crossover. So there's like a crossover in your mind as well. And it can still apply to the wrists. So just right hand down, left hand up. Very good for brain coordination, neural pathways. Bring your left hand to the outside of your right thigh, right hand behind. Just connect by lengthening your body as you breathe in and breathing out. Turn to look over your right shoulder. And then keep that twist, but just turn your head back to the left and then turn it back to look over the right shoulder again. Come back to the centre with the head. Unravel up your legs. Just bounce your legs. And I had to think there, I think it's now, correct me if I'm wrong, left ankle over the right. Yeah. Haven't lost it quite yet, nearly. Right hand up to the outside of the left thigh. Turn to look over the left shoulder. And then bring your head back to look over your right shoulder. And then back. Come back to the centre of the head. Unravel everything. And just slide your hands down to your shins. Just a semi-nod to a compensation from the rotation that we've done. Just for a couple of breaths. And then we're going to come to lying on our fronts. Right, it's not going to be over us at all. But lying on our fronts in sphinx pose, so on our elbows, very good for pre-Easter fat on the tummy, looking down. Just particularly. So just tuck your toes underneath, heels up, and just wobble your bottom from side to side. And then open your heels, relax them out to the side, and wobble your bottom from side to side. You're looking down, your elbows are comfortable, so they're supporting you. You can press your elbows into the ground and pull yourself forward a millimetre, and that just, again, opens up the hip and back. And then you can tuck your right toes underneath, extend your right heel back so that your right leg will lift off the ground, and you'll feel a nice stretch in your hip. Release the right leg down and open the right heel to the right, just wobble from side to side. And then tuck your left toes underneath, extend your left heel back. This is very good for sciatica as well, and your whole leg will come off the ground. Release the leg down, the left leg down, heel out to the side, and just wobble. It's called jelly wobble, sacroiliac stabilizer. And then just come down to open your elbows out to the side. Rest your forehead on your hand, backs of the hands, or make fists maybe. Open your knees slightly wider, soles of the feet up to the ceiling, and windscreen wiper your feet from side to side. For anybody who wants to take it a stage further, take your left hand, bring it behind to hold your left ankle. You can let your right leg go to the ground and just stretch your left leg. Your heel comes into your left buttock and then release. Use your left hand across your body, raise your right foot, and then take your right hand to hold your right ankle and just stretch. And then release. Wobble your bottom from side to side. It also affects your breath, because when you're on your tummy, breathing, your breath is restricted, but to an advantage that it goes, you don't breathe shallowly, you breathe more into the back, if that makes sense. It just alters your breath pattern slightly. And then very gently bring your hands to the side, so you can come up two ways. Either press your hands into the ground, elbows up, press down and come up, or if you want to come up an easy way, roll to the side, bend your knees in, and then just coming up. And come to a cross-legged position if that works. If your knees don't work, then just come with your legs out. Hands on the knees, breathing in, sitting up, breathing out, chin to chest. Breathing in, sitting up, and just do this a few times in your own breath pattern, chin to chest. And then just relax to a seated position. And just bring your hands to either side of your head. So the thumbs are behind, it's the opening position of Reiki. Within this it becomes somatic movement. And somatic movement emphasises the sense of touch, the sensory aspect, really taking out the mind. That's the theory. So in Reiki, you have this for about 5 minutes, just connecting like this. Very deeply soothing. We're not going to stay here for 5 minutes. It's just a nod to that sensory, somatic side. And then change hand positions so that one hand, it doesn't matter which, comes to the occiput. Your head will probably still be down, and the other hand comes to the forehead. And you just press on both hands. So again, you've got a sensory awareness. The back of your neck will be long. You're connecting into your third eye on the forehead. And then release the hand from the back of the head. Keep the forehead hand where it is and drop the hand from the back of the head to the chest. And you might find that you sit up a little bit more. Very uplifting for the mood, anti-depression. Again, you're still connecting to your third eye at this point, centre of intuition, the Ajnas chakra, centre of knowledge. And then finally leave the forehead, the third eye, and take that hand and drop it to your navel. So you're connecting navel to heart. And you can either stay here or bring both hands to the heart. And have a moment to have a thought for the day. It can be any thought for yourself or for somebody else, or a world thought. Just think of that a couple of times and let that go. And then choose a colour, any colour that resonates with you today, favourite colour, and just wrap yourself like an auric egg with your favourite colour, like a fluffy cloud, a cotton wool, and a floss, so that you're surrounded by your colour. Only positive things can exist in that colour circle around you. And then that colour will stay with you for the rest of the day. Dropping your chin to your chest, taking now a bow for yourself. And thank you for joining me today.